Shipwreck. Shipwreck is destruction of a ship at the sea by sinking or breakup on a storm or after striking a rock. Today we are going to learn a story about a shipwreck in which a family members got stuck and how they are going to get rid of it. The story was written by John David Wyss. He is a Swiss author and he is well known for his work The Swiss Family Robinson, and our story is the first chapter of it. The main characters of this story were Mr. Robinson, the father of a family, and Mrs. Robinson, the mother of a family, and their four sons. Fritz, he was the eldest and he was 15 years old, and Ernest, he was 13 years old, and Jack, he was 10 years old, and Franz, he was 7 years old. The ship in which Robinson's family traveled in got stuck in the storm for 7 days. The ship had heated dangerously and got leaks. There is no way to escape because they were shouted at the last lifeboat, and the captain and the crew who escaped through that went out without hearing them. Now they were the only humans left on the ship, and they don't know what to do and how to escape. They were in fear. Suddenly, they hear a sound that the ship had rammed between two large rocks. They got stuck and they don't know how to escape. From the ship, Fritz and his father had seen a rocky coast about 3 miles away. They planned to go there, but they don't know how to escape from the ship and reach the place. Robinson had to make their family stronger, so he gathered them all to the deck and he talks to them. He wants to make them strong and explain the real situation, that they have no way than staying inside the ship. And the next morning, the storm gradually decreased. The waves were somewhat calm, and still it was misty. Through the light mist, they can see an island away from the ship. They have some hope. At least they can survive for some days if they work hard. So they try and they plan to reach the island, but they don't know how. Still they were thinking about going there. Robinson was now thinking how to escape from the ship, from the storm to the island. How can they reach the island? He was thinking, can we swim and reach the island? And he refused. No, it was very dangerous to swim in a storm, and that too they have a small boys. So it was very hard to swim. So he rejected his idea. Fritz got an idea. and he said to his dad, "Dad, how it will be if we make a raft?" The father said, "Yeah, it's a good idea, but we don't have much thing to make a strong raft, so the idea have to be dropped down." Now Jack got an idea and he said to his dad, "Dad, can we all get into a big tub and float to the island, as I like to with my bathtub to sail around the pond which was at the back of our home?" Robinson didn't say anything to him. He was just thinking, and suddenly he got an idea. Robinson snapped his finger and showed 4 heavy casks below the deck. As Robinson said, the 4 boys and the father carried the 4 heavy casks. It was very strong and it was very heavy for them, even though they adjust and they bring it to the deck, and they plan to make a boat with the cask. Robinson sawed each cask into half and placed the 8 half casks in a row and nailed a long plank at the bottom for the base, and using a rope he tied everything and make it strong. And now they had made a boat which can take them from the ship to the island. And now the family was somewhat happy that they got some way for their escape. A father and the sons moved the boat into the sea carefully and tied one side of the rope to the ship which hadn't broken, and they carefully get into it. Now they were ready for their escape from the storm, and they were happy for their escape. And for their survival, they started collecting whatever materials they can get from the ship. They collect the canvas for their tent and carpenter tools, rifles, pistols, knives, fishing rod, iron pot, plant seeds and biscuits, soups and everything. Whatever they can collect, they just collected, because they are going to reside in the island. They don't know what they can get and what they can't get. So whatever things they can hire from the ship, they started getting it. Now the family is ready for the departure. They were happy that they made it. They are going to escape from the storm and they are going to reach the island. They found the way. They were now somewhat out of fear and they were settled in the boat. Suddenly they hear some sounds. It was from the deck of the broken ship, and they noticed that they were the sound of the hens, roosters, ducks, goose from the ship. Robinson don't want to left them there and want to die. So he took all the goose, hens, roosters, ducks, everything in the canvas in his hand and emptied one of the casks and give them a place for their escape too. Even though they were in danger, they considered others' lives too. That was a good thing, right? And after they started paddling the ship for moving, again they heard another sound. Now they were turning their head and noticed that was a sound of 2 dogs who were Juno and Turk. And they don't need a place in a boat. They started diving with the boat by catching a wood or something. They just dive. finally, safely and happily, they reached the shore of the island and they unloaded the supplies that they get from the ship. And they set the hens, rooster, ducks and goose free, and also they set free the 2 dogs, and the 4 boys were moved to collect the woods for fire. And now the family have to get ready for their survival on the island. They just escaped from the storm and they were happy. There ends the story.